Alright, so in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to color correct in Adobe Premiere. So starting out, we're going to go over to our media folder and choose the film that we would like to correct color-wise. We're going to drop the media here to create a sequence. And we're just going to watch the video and see what we need to fix. So as we can see here, it's a little overexposed, so we're going to work on kind of getting rid of that and maybe upping the contrast as well. So going over to Lumetri Color, which is over in the Effects panel. So again, our workspace that we're working in is Effects. We're going to come over to this side, and it's a lot like Lightroom or Photoshop, where they give you the options to play around with some of the aspects. So I'm going to bring the highlights down because the sun's really bright, and then bring the contrast up a bit so you can see their faces a bit more, and then maybe play around with lowering the exposure. So see, you can go either up really high or low. So we just want to make sure that the dancers' faces are well lit and you can see the expressions on their face. So I'm going to go back to 0 at that one. Maybe bring the highlights up a bit. So it's really a process of trial and error and seeing which setting looks best. So depending on the mood of your film, you might want to have all of the colors be similar. So you can play around with temperature, white balance, everything like that. So after we've kind of toyed around with the colors, maybe you might want to up the saturation. And also another aspect is you can type the number in manually. So if I want to up the saturation, let's just see what it looks like that. So see how the colors are super bright, like way too oversaturated, so we want to bring it down a bit. Maybe to 110. Great. So we can play it back from the start. So one thing to remember is you want to click the enter or return key so that the colors render within the frames. So this rendering will come up, and it'll just take a bit for it to render every single frame with the color that you added. So after it finished rendering, you can see that it'll start to play the clip back for you, smooth, and with all the changes that you need color-wise. So looking over to the right side, you can tell that some of these have been manipulated so that you can see the little dancers' faces, and the shadows come out better than they did before. This is the best part. So after you figured out the color, every single film is relative, so just trying to pick out what areas need to have more contrast added to. Maybe it was overexposed, so in brighter areas you'll find that you want to lower the exposure, and always adding contrast is nice to add a little bit of sharpness to the film as well.